Day in the life of a six-figure contemporary romance author who just released her 22nd book. So I didn't decide to start filming this until after I'd already gotten my kids off to school, but here I am making my protein coffee first thing in the morning. And then, of course, I have to play with my dog for a little while because he just loves to play. And we can't let this dog feel left out, so we give her a little pet. Then I decide, since it is my actual release day, I'm going to put on some lucky necklaces. So I start with one of the necklaces that my husband gave me back when we were first starting the day. And then my 1111 one, which is a lucky number that my daughter came up with. So do I actually believe in lucky tokens like this? Not necessarily, but it is just fun. And since it's my release day, I might as well have a little fun. So I'm all showered and dressed, and then it's time to put on my makeup. And as I put on my makeup, I have a show going on in the background to keep me entertained. And also, it totally counts as research since I'm a romance author. Anyway, once my makeup is on, I decide to get started on some admin work. Since I am in between releases and I haven't started writing my next book, I try to get caught up on a few of the things that have been on my to-do list for a long time, which today that means I am updating some of my backlist books and getting them uploaded to the site where bookstores and libraries can purchase my book. It's definitely a long-term project, but someday I hope to be all caught up. So I got the interior reformatted, take a moment to look at my cute doggies, and then I grabbed some leftovers for lunch. We just got a new kitty, so I decided to stop neglecting him and brought him into my office for a little while. He and the dogs are still definitely getting to know each other a little better, so I try to put them closer to each other for just a little bit. Then I am back to doing more admin work for that project, and I'm reformatting the paperback covers because for this website it is a little different from the Amazon and other printers that I have had my book printed with before. Would it have been ideal for me to do all this when I was releasing each of my books? Yeah, sure, but when you are an indie author, you have to make certain choices of where your time is best spent. So this is me dropping them onto the new template, and hopefully it will print beautifully once it's all done. And since it is release day, I worked so hard on that book, I decided to treat myself to some new stationery, but don't tell anyone. I then take a few minutes to update my stories on Instagram, which is where I spend most of my social media time, and just kind of give a, yay, my book came out release notice. And since it's a Friday, it is time to pick up my kids from school because it's early out, and I have my daughter driving me, which is fun for her and sometimes scary for me. They convinced me to go do a soda run since I live in southern Utah and soda shops are way more popular than bars. I get home and my daughter gives me the latest tea from the high school, which is always fun to hear since even though I am currently writing some contemporary romances with adult characters, I have written something like 14 young adult novels, so it's always fun to kind of hear what is going on at high school. And since I bought all that stationery, I decided that I better use what I already have too to really prove to myself that I need more, so I get my bullet journal set up for the next week. Then I get back to that admin work that I have to get done, and I get another book formatted and uploaded to that website, which takes about 2 hours per book, I've realized. I decide, I have this walking treadmill desk. I might as well get some steps while I'm doing that. Anyway, this is me going through the newly formatted version of my book. Back when I published it, the text message bubbles weren't available in the formatting software that I have, so I decided that while I'm getting them all ready to go up onto that other website, I might as well format it a little bit differently so that it is a little more updated and fun. Well, it is 6 o'clock p.m. and I just got my second book uploaded to Ingram Spark that I was working on today. So that took me all afternoon at least to do 2 books. But hey, I guess it's 2 more than I had this morning. And now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, at least 9 more to go. Possibly 11 if I decide to do my little tiny novellas. But I don't know if I'm going to do those because they're just little. So I'm halfway done. And I started this project back in 2021. A little more concentrated this year than those other years, but still. Anyway, my husband had to work late, so we decided to have fend for yourself for dinner at my house, and I had a bowl of cereal, which was great. And here I am trying to get the dog and kitty acclimated to each other. I've heard that when a dog licks a cat's ears, it's like welcoming them into his pack, so we're gonna go with that. Now it's getting time for bed, so we're all hanging out in the living room as a family, and my husband, he loves to tease our animals, and tonight our pug was really territorial over his antler for some reason. Anyway, I usually end the day with a nice walk around our neighborhood, but it was raining tonight, so we did not get that walk in. So yeah, that is how I spent my release day. It's not necessarily the most exciting release day that I've ever had, but that's the day that I had. And this is the book that I released that day. It's called Wish You Were Mine. It's a professor-student romance where she is a college gymnast, which was super fun to write. So I hope you have a good day.